right, welcome back today, traders. It is a beautiful and sunny spring day today here in PA. The sun is once again shining, the birds are always chirping, and I'm out here enjoying this beautiful afternoon in what we call life. Wherever you are, I hope you are as well. And that being said, traders, let's get into today's trade recap. Morning open, we broke down, quickly rebounded, broke above that New York Open, and tested key previous levels. And this is where I was looking for my short. But again, we were a little bit early. We were flickering green and purple on this TTM, back and forth on the VIX and the VIXY as well. Wasn't quite confident in it at that moment. I took a retracement off that Bravo SMA 9 into VWAP. I did get stopped out, and due to a little bit of slippage, we got right above these previous highs. Lost around 800 due to slippage on this trade. Then tried to re-enter for the same thing, and I ended up closing out down about 550, 600 on this trade, which was essentially the top. We then broke down past that, just given how yesterday went with a blown account, and while I did recoup it back on two other accounts, did not trade well. We broke rules, and I did not want to continue to do that today. My thesis was correct, just very early, and again, we were going back and forth, and given Trump was speaking at 10 a.m., there was some uncertainty with that. The move that I was looking for came, and I was targeting this level right in here, which would have been TP. I did catch around 15, 20 points in here on a short. I then tried it again, had a real short stop because I didn't want to get profits back, and just not trading well the last few days. I found myself seeing that trade forward. Don't want to overtrade. Have a day like yesterday where I had 10 to 12, and on most days I'm 2 to 3 and done. So we were down 1200 at this point, and I was done for the day. I did sit here and I watched this, not A plus setup, but relatively close. I would say B plus ish. As you can see, the TTM, we did go teal, but we were never really getting any full candle closure above this Bravo SMA 9, and given just the bearish nature and air, after the Trump talk with the war, this was a beautiful setup, and here was our confirmation below that Bravo SMA 9, and we dropped, and I sat here and watched it. Did not have any bullets left. I did not want to trade and continue to break rules because, I have a problem accepting red days and accepting losses, and some of that, deals with, the ego. Some of it is in just, the confidence in your, ability and your edge, just given the fact that I pushed 5 funded accounts over the last month. So thesis was correct. The move we wanted came and went, and even more, and we watched another, but I have to remain disciplined and in that structured system, and I will catch these moves. It's not a typical market given the war, the Trump stuff, and it's just been very volatile lately. As we see even here, I would have been stopped out even getting it here. Made a little, you know what I'm saying? Just the volatility. But this stung a little bit sitting here watching this, and I purposely watched it because, the fact of, while my thesis was correct, my positioning was off, and I should have, instead of trying to catch it here, waited for that retest and took the short up here. I would have remained in the entire time because we never came back above this level. So I did not, deserve to catch this move. I was not good enough today, and days like this are very much serve a purpose in terms of I'm very stubborn, and it tends to take me to learn the hard way a couple times. And missing out on these moves and seeing these setups and the amount of money that could have been made, and seeing you were right, but your positioning was off. Again, we have an edge. I know I have an edge. You just have to get better, and I wasn't good enough today to extract capital from the market. But this lesson stings and it will hold going forward. And again, something I've also noticed too is because I've been more leaning on price action, the VIX, the VIXY, the Mag 7, there are times that I forget about this confirmation and close a full candle below this Bravo SMA 9. And when everything aligns on the TTM, on the Mag 7s, and you get that closure below, that's when you go. And I didn't do that. Trying to have, the perfect entry, catch it high up before it makes the move. But at the same time, I accepted the loss today. This is why I did not trade here, because I need to learn to accept pain and accept a loss. And until the fact that I can do that and consistently do it, I'm not going to become or be that profitable professional trader that I know I am and can ultimately be. So we sat out the entire rest of the day, down a little bit more than I wanted. I typically set 25-point stops, about $500. But again, we see here that that's not always the best move, because we should be setting our stops at the break of structure. And my stop here was above this break of structure, but given I had already gotten stopped out and blown an account yesterday, I wasn't willing to risk the account, and I wanted to stay alive and move forward. So we still have 4 funded accounts. We're positive on 3 of the 4. And again, traders, like I've been saying, you can come back from a bad day. You can't come back from horrible trades and blowing accounts like I did yesterday. Today we're only down 1,200. I would have liked to have been somewhere between 800 and 1,000, but again, one nice move, you catch this, you're back in the green. So we avoided the over trading, and while our positioning was terrible and we were not good enough today, our thesis was correct. So that's at least positive there, and I avoided breaking other rules and giving a lot of other profits back. And again, you don't know what can happen given this day. So we live to move on, see another day. We protected the capital enough to keep this account alive. We have 3 of the 4 accounts still in the net positive and close to payouts, and that's what we have to continue to do. And just keep in mind that red days are a part of the process, and I have to learn to accept them, because they are going to happen, they are going to come, and you just learn to move on and live to see another day. And I am very proud of myself that I did walk away today, despite wanting to trade more and despite missing a huge move that I knew. But again, we need to stay disciplined, consistent within that defined, systematic, rules-based approach, because as we've seen yesterday, when I stray from that system, I lose, and lose big. When I stay within that system, I win, and I keep myself alive long enough to catch these moves. And, ultimately, traders, at the end of the day, it's just about getting better. And I need to be better. And had I been better today, this would have been a 100-point catch, and I wanted to call it the entire thing. Would have had a bullet left to get some of this. So again, just about being better and being more disciplined and consistent. So that being said, traders, that is today's trade recap. Thank you for tuning in. Stay up, stay blessed, stay positive, and as always, make it happen.